Okay, I would like to figure out my slope equation from this. Okay, I have a problem. I can't do a y prime equals because I don't even have a y equals. So what can you do for me? Rearrange, isolate y. Okay, so I would like you to turn this into some kind of y equals first. So I moved the 16y, I divided by 16. Okay, I like my fractions written like separated like that. Instead of just divide by 16, I times by 1/16. Okay, so now I'm going to go y prime out of that. So what's this times this? 5/16 exponent 4. Okay, moving on. Now I want to be perpendicular to this line, but first of all, I'd like to know the slope of this line. Okay, I have no idea what the slope is by looking at it, so what could I do differently? And your hint is it's the same answer as what you rearrange. Okay, so I'm going to do this. 5y equals negative x plus 10.
Why don't you do 10 minus x?
Because I'm trying to line it up with y equals mx plus b.
Okay.
That's all. I'm just trying to make it look like this. I like that look. Mx plus b. Okay, so now what do? Divide by 5. Every child needs to get that candy. Don't make anybody mad. Y equals negative 1/5 x plus 2.
If you did it the other way, instead of x, like you use the y.
If you had moved the y to the other side, y would turn negative, and then when you divided, you would still get negative. Shouldn't make any difference, okay? So now, here's the slope of my line. Okay, what was your criteria? You want it to be perpendicular. So what kind of slope would you like? Flip it, change it. So I'm positive 5. Okay, what should I do now? I have my slope equation. I have what I would like my slope to be. So I'm going to plug that in. I would like my slope to be 5. I would like my slope to be 5, which means I want my derivative to be 5. Okay, what do you want to do here? Kind of algebra stuff. I'm going to times by 16. Good, because I'd like to get rid of that. And I also would like to divide by 5. Can I do both of those things at the same time? I want x stuff alone. So how do you get rid of this 5? Divide by 5. How do you get rid of this 16? Times by 16. Boom. Alone. What do you get out of all this stuff right here? What'd you say? Somebody over there? It's just 16. What times what times what times what? 2 or
Negative 2?
-2. Okay, so guess what? You are gonna have 2 options for answers because you could have had x be 2 or -2.
Can you just do plus and minus?
Well, we have to get a coordinate here. So remember, we're gonna have a point 2 comma blah or a point -2 comma blah. Okay. Where would you go to plug the 2 in? You would plug it into original stuff. Can we call this our original? Right there? Y equals, that's our original function, right? Does anybody remember from pre-calc we did a bunch of the 2's? What's 2 to the 5th? 32. Which makes 2. And -2 repeated 5 times. -32 times the 1/16. Okay, so remember our slope was 5, right? Our slope was 5 and the coordinate was 2, 2. Or the other option was a slope of 5 again, the slope of 5, but this time you could do an option of -2, -2. So make sure it gets written as opposites, right? Opposites. Because the formula says, so the formula is on that paper I gave you. So remember here, because those points are like this, negative, negative, you write them in oppositely. I just made up a word, oppositely.